Knowing what champions to build next to Raid Shadow Legends is absolutely everything, man, especially in the early game where you're just trying to progress everywhere.
And as such, welcome to another episode of What to Max Next.
This is the show in which instead of doing an account takeover for an account, I at least take the time to check out the champions roster on an account, cross off some champions that are no good to build, give a big tick to the guys that we should be building next on an account, because frankly, I think like 70 account takeover submissions every single week. It's impossible for me to keep up with all of them, and so let's pick 3 champions for every account that we should be building next. Feel free to play along in the comments as well, and think of this as like a communal account takeover session. Before we get started, new promo link time, man, with some much improved epic champions. If you're looking to start off a new Raid Shadow Legends account in 2025, then make sure that you get it done by clicking on my beginner promo link, which you can find down below at the top of the video description box. Just click on that link, use it to create a new Raid Shadow Legends account, and you're going to be getting yourself a free legendary starter champion in the form of Elnaril, as well as some insanely powerful free epic champions on that account as well as you level your account up. This right here is the webpage that link down below is going to take you to, so when you click on that link, use this webpage to create your new account, and you will know that the link has worked once you've completed the tutorial on your new account, and Elnaril is waiting for you in your inbox. Alright man, so welcome to the account of Mr. Endo to get us started here. Now the very first thing I'm going to say about this roster before I pick my top 3 picks for what champions we should build next on this account is,
Oh my god, have we leveled a hell of a lot of level 60 legendaries,
man, and really not a lot at all of champions that are not legendary up at the top here. We've only got the Kale and the Rector Drath that are sitting up at level 60s, the only rare and epic champions. The rest of these guys, all legendary, right? This is a big problem, especially if you're not a spender in the game, as you know, most people aren't, or most people are low spenders at the very most. Having this many legendaries leveled up to level 60 when you're still in the early game of your account means that you've got a whole lot of unbooked level 60 champions. So for me, straight away, on this account, my biggest piece of advice, just in a general sense, is going to be, let's level some epic and some rare champions up, man, especially the epic champions. We've got some good ones lying around here, champions that we can actually get fully booked a lot easier and help us progress in dungeons and stuff like that a lot easier than we can with legendary champs. And so for me, just looking at the top row of champions, basically all of the champs that we've taken to level 60 so far, tools that I can see that we are lacking big time. 1, decreased defense champion. We do have a Rathalos here that does technically bring a decreased defense on his A1. Single target, not super reliable. We don't have any weakened debuffs either. We're lacking poisoners apart from the kill. Frankly, we're just lacking some good Demon Lord clan boss debuffs, which is a huge deal in the early game, man. So could it really be anything other than the Fane over here, man, for my recommendation to take on up as the next level 60 champion on this account? Get this Fane fully booked, get it in the Demon Lord clan boss team alongside the Ninja. That's going to be so much damage on this account into Demon Lord. She's going to take care of a ton of the debuffs that you need as well. Fane brings not only poison on the A2 on a 310 cooldown, but also the strong decrease attack debuff at 100% land rate, which is such a big deal when she's fully booked up against Demon Lord. And then she also brings a, albeit 410 cooldown, but 310 duration decreased defense debuff, strong version, and also 100% land rate, 310 duration weakened debuff against Demon Lord as well. It's basically all of the debuffs that you need to bring into the Demon Lord clan boss fight to maximize your damage and to mitigate damage as well with the decreased attack. You know, throw a little bit of extra healing onto this team, maybe an increased defense champion or an ally protect champion or something like that, and then you've basically covered all of your bases for defensive and offensive tools. And at that point, it's just about min-maxing your damage as much as you can and boosting your champion's gear and stuff like that. So the Fane will be my next level 60 on this account. As a consequence, by the way, of leveling up the Fane, I will mention as well that that makes it so that the Annex, actually let me switch it over to a red thing, but it means that the Annex over here, he's basically like a Fane light, right? They kind of do the same job. They're both Demon Lord clan boss specialists in that way, and so once the Fane is level 60, the Annex then becomes mega ultra low priority as an epic champion on this account to level on up. It's a little bit of an aside, but there you go. My number 2 champion that I would max up next on this account is, frankly, we're still lacking a decreased defense champion that has an attack all enemies place decreased defense. Do we have any cleansers at max level either? I don't think we do. We've got decent healers at max level, but we're also lacking cleansers. I mean, could it be anything other than the Ugo. I think I'd probably just make the Ugo the next level 60. Ugo is a very, very safe champion to take up to level 60 basically anytime on your account, no matter when you pull the Ugo. Because you're going to be using Ugo for the next like 2 years minimum, you know, into Hydra Clan Boss, unless you've got like crazy good legendary champs to bring into Hydra that can replace the Ugo and do a better job than the Ugo, as difficult as that is. Then the Ugo is going to stick around and get value on your account anyway. Fantastic into wave content. You will be using Ugo into faction crypts forever for your ogres, you know. Just an incredibly powerful champion, well worth the bucks. Great into basically all dungeons for just smacking your way through the waves anyway. With the AoE decreased defense, going to speed up your clear speeds by a hell of a lot, at least in the case of this account. And so for me, I think the Ugo would be my pick number 2. I think that this is the first place where I can understand if some people start to disagree with my picks a little bit. Maybe some people would actually go for the Thalesia instead of the Ugo for the decreased defense option here. I can see that. We already do have, of course, the Sun Wukong up here for the block buffs debuff against Hydra. And so, you know, we could leave the Ugo by the wayside and go for the Thalesia instead. I do have Thalesia. Oh, dude, I actually maxed up Thalesia long before Ugo on my main account. She's another fantastic champion. It is definitely a worthy alternative to the Ugo. She's great into wave content, particularly better than the Ugo into wave content. Actually, not quite as good though into Hydra. But you just bring attack all enemies, decrease defense, 3-turn cooldown. Great. She also brings a second attack all enemies, increasing debuff duration on all enemies by 1 turn. Because she's an attack type champion as well, she's really quite squishy. As I realized that my screen is way too zoomed in, I didn't change my bloody... Okay, got it. Whatever, dude. We're just gonna do it live. The Thalesia can be built as like a half debuffer, half damage dealer, so she's fantastic into waves of enemies, but she's gonna drop off a lot faster than the Ugo, right? Because the Ugo gets that Hydra value for a long, long time on your account that Thalesia just doesn't. Still not a bad option if we were to go Thalesia instead of Ugo, is the point. For my final pick, I mean, dude, it's just gotta be the Cold Heart, right? It's just got to be the Cold Heart. I mean, how could it not be? She's just incredible into all dungeons. Quadruple hitter, A1 is ridiculous. And the fact, of course, that she deals enemy max HP damage on her A3 as well. Fantastic usage with this 10-meter destruction as well on the A3. Very, very easy to buck up being a rare champion. Amazing for finite progression. Amazing for spider stem progression, both of which I'm assuming this account probably still needs a little bit of help with at the time I'm reviewing these champions. Yeah, I've got 2 Cold Hearts at level 60 on my main account, use both of them in Spider Speed Kill team, and one of them still in Fire Knight. Great, great champion, easy to build. Yeah, my pick number 3 for sure. One last look at this sheet, just in case anybody wants to make their picks down below in the comments, and it's gone. Next on, moving on to the account of Mr. Simon, okay, who once again has a top row of champions all up at level 60, plus the Tagore and the Skull Lord over here. Pretty saucy looking roster. This is an account that I did a takeover for somewhat recently as well. And the first thing I noticed when looking at the level 60s for this is that we're just lacking good damage dealers. We have a lot of good supporting champs, healers, decreased attack champions, that kind of thing. But apart from the Alice and I guess the Kale into like Dragon and Demon Lord, I suppose, we just don't have very good damage dealers here. However, also our options are a little bit limited as well. We don't really have that many good champions to be picking from here that are at level 40, level 60 to be maxing up next. Now, I am going to cheat a little bit here, man, because I did do an account takeover for Simon, but I'm revisiting his champion roster here because I think it's a very, very interesting case. The first champion I'm going to pick to take up to level 60 next is probably going to be the same champion I recommended to Simon during the takeover, and that is because he was looking for some help getting started into Chimera Clan Boss. It's actually going to be Nubs. No, it's not going to be Nub. It's going to be Fenax, man. It's going to be Fenax over here, right? The Bearded Wonder. This guy's pretty solid as a starter damage dealer into Chimera Clan Boss. He's already level 50 on the account as well, which helps quite a bit. His A1 hits like a truck, and so that's lovely. He's very, very easy to get double hits on this A1, and the multipliers are out of control. But he also is able to place block buffs and block active skills. Also, if he fails to place the block buffs, albeit, but keeps up block buffs, and he can also place decreased defense and decreased speed as well on his A3. It's not 100% land rate on either of these skills, but he brings those key debuffs into Chimera Clan Boss, deals the damage, right? He can really, he can talk the talk, so to speak. And again, maybe me cheating a little bit there by picking Fenax as the number 1 guy, but again, I knew that Simon wanted some help with damage and just what debuffs and stuff to bring into Chimera, and so I think that Fenax would be a good option here. Champion number 2. Champion pick number 2, I tell you what, man, I think that Is it just the Morag? I feel like it's always the Morag when I do these videos, dude. Morag is just so good when you get her, man. She's really, really good. But I think that Morag is additionally good here because we don't have any ally attack champions, unless you're going to count Udex Outdoor, but I don't think that's really fair to consider him a true ally attack champion, given how his works. But the Morag is an ally attack champion. Dude, I'm thinking of the likes of Fire Knight, right? You can use the Morag alongside the likes of the Ruella for 10-meter control. We've got Creodan right here, who brings a triple hit at A1 as well. So those are going to pair together lovely in a Fire Knight team alongside Morag. And we've already got the Armiger at level 50 as well. He can probably stay at level 50 for a little while, to be honest, for an extra 10-meter controller into Fire Knight. All of these guys synergize very, very well with ally attack champions and are going to work very, very well alongside the Morag's ally attack as like the big opener against the Fire Knight to just blast down its shield stacks. Morag is also quite an exceptional damage dealer to bring into Ice Golem, as long as you disable her ally attack on her A3 against the Ice Golem boss itself. Otherwise, she just always targets the Ice Golem boss with this A3, not the ads. And so I don't know why she does that, but you just don't want to have this ally attack enabled into early Ice Golem. You're just going to be triggering all kinds of counterattacks from the boss, probably when its Ice Soldiers are still alive. Not a good idea. What she does bring, though, is an attack all enemies, which also places strengthen buff as well, which is going to help with survivability against the boss. It's going to be good for damage against the waves leading up to the boss. Just a solid champion that's going to be pretty helpful for progression into both of those dungeons and just get us more damage dealers built. I'm tempted to start rattling off some honorable mentions in this one before naming pick number 3. I mean, let me just clear all those checks off. We've got some good options here that we could go ahead and take up just randomly almost. I think the Dark Hellhaen would be a fine shout. Attack all enemies, AoE decrease speed. She's a good champion that we should build sort of in due course. Zagala is a great champion as well, just in her own right. I think for me, though, can't help but notice again, and this is important for God, I don't know, just progression through like wave content as well as progression into things like Ice Golem. We just don't have an AoE decrease attack built at max level, man. For that, I would build good old Duck the Pierced right here. You might think, oh, well, Duck the Pierced, he's a little bit niche in what he does, but I disagree. I think this is a fantastic epic champion who isn't mentioned anywhere near enough. Let me navigate to his kit real quick, because Duck the Pierced also fulfills another role in this game that I think is often overlooked. It's a role that I call the babysitter, right? It's the champ that's gonna protect your boss killer team of champions until they get to the boss, right? Duck the Pierced brings a big old AoE provoke. It's on a 410 cooldown, but it's a damn good provoke all the same. He brings us on his A3, which is just lovely. He's going to control the waves of enemies until you get to something like the Fire Knight boss or the Ice Golem boss or whatever the hell it is you're up against. He's going to keep your team alive on the way there, and you're also going to get to place AoE decrease attack, 100% land rate, also has a chance of placing decreased defense debuff for 2 turns on each crit. So if you build out Duck the Pierced with like crit rate gauntlets, suddenly you're placing decreased attack and decreased defense in a single A2 on a 310 cooldown, great against all content in the game, you know. And then he's got that provoke as well to help control the waves on the way to the boss. Brings a double hit at A1 as well, and so you can even sort of slide him into a Fire Knight team also, where he's going to benefit and, you know, be good alongside Morag's ally attack as well. Duck the Pierced, man, amazing champion for these tools, mostly right here on the A3, but also as a babysitter champ. And with that, for Simon's account, get your votes in down below. It's always curious to read the comments on these what to max next videos. And lastly, that brings us to the account of Mr. or is it Mrs. Not actually sure, Hina, right? Hina's account right here, and just behind my camera right now, but I should have been doing this all along. It's a bloody Yaga the Insatiable, a fusion component champion, and a Tamoa, as you can see, just in case you were wondering what's behind my camera. I am doing my best to not block off any champions that could be very good with my camera during these videos, so you don't have to worry about that. And so another quite unique account where we've already got a reasonable age. We've got like our first 5 level 60s on this account, only 1 rare champion with the Kale up to level 60. You already know what I'm going to say about that, right? Some more epics and rares and stuff would really help us out because it's really easy to book and build those guys out compared to other guys. That said, I'm probably going to break my own rule here because I can already see which champion I think we should probably take up as the next level 60 on this account. Curious to see if you guys agree on this one, but for me, it would be none other than good old UDK, man. Why UDK? Well, he checks multiple boxes. He brings all kinds of heals into Demon Lord Clan Boss. He brings just a bunch of damage mitigation because of how his passive works. We're going to be using him a hell of a lot in probably Arena as well as a result. And he also brings a decreased attack debuff as well into Demon Lord. He's going to massively spike our survival in Demon Lord Clan Boss. And to be honest, he can probably do the job alone for a long time on this account until we start to push into harder and harder difficulties of Demon Lord. And of course, he's never going to be a waste to build because, yeah, he's just a great champion to have in at least your, like, defense tag arena teams and stuff like that for a hell of a long time on your account anyway, right? He's a bit of a PvP juggernaut. Next up, because this account is still very early game indeed, with only just a small handful of 6-star champions on this account, I think it's just about filling out a lot of those more basic roles on this account. Oh god, we've got the Apothecary sitting at level 40 as well. Ooh, I'm going to give him a tick right now. He'd be a very good candidate to bring on up because he's very easy to build as well. Doesn't require any accuracy on Apothecary. You can just build the guy and be done with it and just build him nice and fast as a good speed booster. But then again, we've already got the Haikatune at level 50, so we can maybe leave that alone. I tell you what, man, I'm going to be a little bit controversial with this one. Is it really that controversial to suggest Siege Hulk as sort of champion number 2 on this account? I'm not so sure it is controversial, man. From our current roster of 6-star champions on this account, we don't have any champions that can place a reliable decreased speed against enemies. He brings that. Brings a bit of 10-meter control with his A1 as well. But most importantly, he also brings, honestly, a pretty good decreased defense on his A2, which is a 100% land rate, self-buffs up with increased attack, then attacks all enemies with 100% land rate, strong version, decreased defense for a couple turns on a 310 cooldown. We don't have any decreased defense champions built at max level on this account. I think for this alone, this guy's definitely worth considering. But yeah, instead of just building like a War Maiden or something for the decreased defense, which you could do on this account, he brings the decreased defense, but he also brings a good, reliable decreased speed debuff as well. Strong version, again, 100% land rate when fully booked, on his A3. Very nice indeed. Just a great progression epic champion. We're using that decreased speed into all kinds of content, man. Spider, Fire Knight, Chimera even could be a decent champion for getting this account started. And while you can build him as something like a damage dealer debuffer hybrid, I probably more recommend that we build him as just a nice fast debuffer first on this account, and then as our gear gets a bit better on this early game account, we could then look to also start to like beef out his damage a little bit too, because the guy can smack. After that, as tempted as I am to say the Royal Guard, who also brings some 10-meter control, decreased speed, max health, boss damage, that kind of thing, I think he's a bit more of a luxury build. I think we've got to check some more of our early game boxes for the time being on this account before we start worrying about things like max HP boss damage, especially because we've already got the Ninja at 6 stars as well. You know what I'm saying? So I think that the Royal Guard is good, but I think that he can wait a little bit, at least in my view. Dude, I'd go ahead and max up the Gis Guard. Dude, why am I giving him a tick, dude? This guy is a box. He's 100% a box. Looks a bit like a box as well. Actually, he's quite chunky. Bam, there he is. Let me tell you, dude, so many people sleep on poor Giscard the Sigiled. Did I call him Giscard the Sigiled a little bit earlier on in this video? Because every other commentator, especially like the US commentators on YouTube and content creators, call him Giscard the Sigiled. And so it's just kind of become a thing in my head now. Giscard the Sigiled, man. He's great everywhere, man. Land rate, strong decreased attack debuff on his A1. Amazing in a Demon Lord. Good everywhere, to be honest. Brings an attack all enemies on his A2 with a 75% land rate provoke on this A2. And so, much like Duck the Pierced, he can be your champion team boss killer babysitter and just look after your team and make sure everyone stays alive through the waves of enemies leading up to a boss, which is great. And then on his A3, 310 cooldown fully booked, doesn't take that many bucks, strong increased defense, and strong increased attack buffs on all allies for 2 turns. Really good. Like, just really bloody good, man. Defense aura and faction crypt as well is fine, I guess. But the main feature of his kit, that protection against waves, the big old big daddy buffs that are just going to be helpful in all content. And so for me, maybe I'm crazy as hell, he would probably be the champion number 3 that I'd go ahead and take on up to max on this account next. And then for me, I think we've got to be choosing between our speed boosters, either the Apothecary or the Haikatune after the fact, to probably take up next. Maybe then followed by the Royal Guard. Some kind of order like that is how I would go about it. Oh god, I just noticed that we have Ursula the Mourner down here as well. I tell you what, man, this champion, this roster doesn't have that many epic champions to speak of, but it's got some good ones lying around. I feel like this account's future is pretty bright. Anyways, man, there you have it. Curious to read the comments down below this one. Of course, it always is these communal account takeovers. See which picks of mine that you agree with and what picks you disagree with by, you know, playing along yourself. And that's about gonna do it, man. And so there you have it, man. Before I leave you, make sure that if you are looking to start off a new raid account, man, anytime soon, a new free-to-play adventure or something like that, then you get it done by using my beginner promo link, which as always, you can find down below at the top of the video description box. Thanks for stopping by, and I'm gonna catch all of you all just a tad bit later, man.